want to welcome Miljöförvaltningen, Paul and Anna. And also I want to thank everybody one more time. Our theme today is from many to one. And we think that's a metaphor for many things within this course, our journey that we've been on for the last 20 weeks. When I look out here and I see we are many different individuals from many different countries, many different backgrounds, many different disciplines. There's been so many different ideas in here by structure set up to be innovative, but I've never seen so many post-its in my life, so many ideas, so many types of ways to brainstorm. And essentially all of that came down to this one moment we're sharing together. Even though we're three different groups working on three different challenges, I've seen so much synchronicity in all of those challenges. And it's people, right? It's the willingness to change, look forward. How do we innovate? How do we take the innovation that we have today and find more moderation in that innovation so we can do the things we need to do? And we'll continue this theme throughout the presentation from many to one. But now...
Oh, dumelang. Mosotho wa dumedisa kgotsong le kae? My name is Clifford Libina from Lesotho, from the field of computer science.
大家早上好. This is Zi from China. I'm now studying real estate and construction management in KTH.
Hey, my name is Tilda. I'm from Stockholm and I study political science.
Mambo, my name is Khalid. I'm from Tanzania and I study electronics.
And hello, my name is Jeff. I'm originally from California. Men nu är jag en proud svensk medborgare. And one more thing before I forget. We've pulled out our mobile museum, and this is kind of a representation, a short representation of our full 20-week journey. And inside that box is a lot more of our brainstorming ideas. But feel free, after today's events, to walk around and look at the museum.
So, to recap on the challenge, our challenge is from Stockholms stad's Miljöförvaltningen, and it is connected to the 2030 goal of reducing carbon emissions. So specifically the challenge is to reduce the number of car trips, leisure trips that are taken by cars. So a leisure trip is a trip from A to B, where B is not to school or work. It could be to go get groceries or to take kids to or from sports center.
So before I ask the background, I forget to ask, by show of hands, how many people drove today? You're not going to be punished because this is not a leisure trip. You're allowed to drive to work and school. Anybody drive today?
I drove half the way.
There you go. But fantastic to everybody. So this is not a leisure trip, and we're allowed to drive to work and school. What we want to do is see how we can find moderation in using our vehicles. So a little bit of the background. What we found is that two things we focused on throughout this journey is behavioral norms and also infrastructure. Infrastructure is difficult to change. So that kind of guided us to our point of view that we've stuck with, and it's transformed a little bit, but essentially throughout this presentation we're going to be talking about is how do we satisfy today's modern mobility needs while reducing carbon emissions within a fixed transportation system. And that opened up to where we could start exploring options and concepts.
And we met with many different stakeholders, had interviews, surveys, and so on. And these are some of the insights that we gathered. You can read more about them in our report, or if you want to have a chat with us over lunch, we'll dig deeper into each and every one of them.
So addressing our challenge has been a journey, and in that journey we explored and tested many concepts. These are just some of them, and you can have a look at them later. But through these concepts, these are what gave us the insights, and this is what took us from the big challenge to something more actionable that you'll see in the coming slides.
So after discussions and interviews with different stakeholders, our concept door-to-door and green hub emerged as favorites to solve the challenge. So the overview of this concept, door-to-door. The aim of door-to-door is to enhance sustainability and efficiency of the last mile and first mile commutes, exploring various mobility options such as shuttles, buses, ride-sharing, and bike solutions, while Green Hub brings the goods and services closer to where people live or where people gather. So we use the business case approach to evaluate each concept's feasibility, costs, benefits, and potential impact. So it became evident that these concepts they faced substantial challenges in terms of implementation feasibility, because Green Hub, for it to be implemented, it requires significant infrastructure changes and renovations, potentially leading to high costs. The stakeholder complexity. Due to lack of communication and collaboration between different stakeholders, it's very hard to implement these concepts, because for them to be implemented, they involve coordination and collaboration among multiple stakeholders, such as government agencies, local businesses, transport service providers, and community members. Another challenge is environmental impact and sustainability, and regulatory and political considerations. So these challenges served as catalysts for our group to dive deeper into the ideation and brainstorming, coming up with the innovative and pragmatic solutions that can address core issues more effectively. So this is a journey from six concepts, narrowing down to one final concept.
Thank you, Clifford. Beautiful. So before we go any further, there's a lot of talk about AI today, or AI, or artificial intelligence. Today we're not going to talk about that. We want to talk about regular intelligence, or human intelligence. If I can ask everyone to close their eyes for a moment, or not, you don't have to, but I want to transport you to Wednesday, either yesterday or next week, and you're a busy parent, you finally got off work, you've cooked dinner, you put your kids down to bed, you pour in a glass of wine, or whatever that beverage of choice might be, you're finally getting ready to unwind, but then the thought hits you, because our minds don't turn off, right, the intelligence, and you're thinking, oh, tomorrow I've got to drive my kid to sports again, and I just took him there yesterday. But then it hits you, you remember that you saw, so you're using WhatsApp a little bit today. I didn't jump ahead, did I?
It's fine. We can take mine later. It's fine. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
So you remember you using WhatsApp today to do a little bit of ride sharing, and you think to yourself, I don't want to do that again, because, you know, Martha, no offense Martha, she's not here today, she's never driving the kids. So you think to yourself, wait, I've heard that there's this new concept. We'll go back one slide after. And now we can do this. It's the From app. So moving from one to many, now you can open your eyes again, thank you. You realize now you can enjoy your glass of wine because there's this new app, and we kind of wanted to tip our hats to Per From, back in 1883, introduced bicycles to Stockholm at large, and that became a much easier way to travel. That was a modern mobility back then. So you think, okay, while I enjoy this beverage, I'm going to open up this app. It's got bank ID, so you can log in, secure, and then next.
Oh, I can see there is a training session today on Thursday, 23rd.
And I can slide between training and away match, and I can even either offer a seat for someone, or I can search for a seat.
Oh, this is the sharing seat searching page. There are so many parents who would like to offer a seat next week. They're so sustainable and environmental friendly. I want to share my seats next time too. Oh, this is Elof. I know her. There is also one seat available in her car. I should contact her.
So I can see that Elaf is going to where I want to go, which is Stora Mossen's IP. So I can request a ride, and by doing that, I also save 910 grams of CO2 from being emitted.
Thank you. So the idea is, and we'll pass this around, and we're not done yet, but we'll pass these around. The idea is that today we found in our research that some parents are already using a loose type of decentralized communication, primarily WhatsApp. However, there isn't enough structure in there, so some of the parents are driving too often, too much. There's people in the neighborhood that maybe aren't driving at all because they're unaware of this WhatsApp group. So we would like to take this and put it into the sports hall level with the coaches. And the Trafika concept that you'll see in the museum later can also be injected into that, to where parents are creating communities of trust through having a fika at the sports hall. There's this awareness being raised about from the app, and maybe a background between with eco, pair from and the bicycle, and in the app the idea is to give away seats or to take responsibility. So it could be public transportation, it could be bicycles, it could be cars, whatever you can imagine. As long as there's a parent there as a supervisor, they take a group of kids with them and they're going up to the sports hall. And now it's saving a lot of carbon because there's fewer cars being driven all the time. And we can enjoy that beverage on Wednesday, or in Sweden, as we say, a little Saturday, I think. So there's some benefits there. Now we want to go back to kind of how we got there.
Yeah, so basically this means that we have narrowed it down to one specific target group, and that is parents with kids going to or doing activities. And this is not necessarily a new target group. This group was with us, parents was with us from the start, but we also had different system levels of other target groups. And we realized that for us to create a solution that would have a tangible impact, and also create a solution that we could actually implement in a way that would be efficient, we realized that we need to focus on one target group, and this would be the most efficient one. And like Jeff already mentioned, this group are already doing things to decrease the amount of leisure journeys. For example, WhatsApp or text message, or maybe they have another type of chat app that they are using. But it is in an inefficient and a not very organized way. And this is where we really see that we can fill a gap and also scale it.
Initially, our app focuses on the carpooling services, enabling parents to share their rides for their children's sports activities, to reduce the private car using and reduce the environmental pollution. Gradually, this app can expand to more public transport such as buses, the subways, and even the cycling, to provide a more eco-friendly and healthier lifestyle. Also, by collaborating with EU's Fight to Green initiative and municipalities, we can get more support and enhance the sustainability. Also, with the development of this app, we can cater to a wider group of users, such as the students, the professionals, the elderly, the disabilities, and even the tourists, to offer them a more safe, cost-effective, and most important, sustainable transportation solutions. In the beginning, we narrowed down our idea from many to one, but in the scalability part, we want to make it from one to many again, to seek more possibilities in the future. This app could have many impacts, and the most important one is to reduce carbon emissions and to provide the development of sustainable, urban sustainable. We did the calculation to estimate how much carbon emissions could be reduced based on our model if the weather is permitted in Stockholm. The result shows that the worst reduction of carbon emissions could be 44%, and the best of 100%. You could see the specific cases and the detailed calculation in our report later. Also, as mentioned before, the safety and the security is parents' initiative, and which could be guaranteed during our concept, as well as the development and independence. We also calculate that each parent could have 6 more hours per month if they using the sharing driving responsibilities for their self-development. Also, this concept could cater to a more connected and functioning community in the future. The concept and the application of ride-sharing could reduce the private car using during leisure time, as well as to reduce carbon emissions, which respond to the 2030 goals. However, there are still many aspects could be developed in the future, such as expanding market coverage, enhancing application functions, user data sharing for more research, and so on. We aim to find and achieve a more sustainable and environmental friendly transportation future. This is what we want to present today. 感谢您的观看。
Tack så mycket.
Thank you. And now the challenge givers.